it's getting late. It's getting late in Ghana. Should be what, about 9 o'clock plus. And thanks for taking time to come on and tell us more about what your company is doing and how it can benefit us. We have heard bits and pieces from our president, the president of Akatakyie-DFW, Dallas Fort Worth chapter, Mr. Akatakyie Frank Mafu. But it's always better when we can hear from, like they said, the horses on, but not to say that the horses, but to hear from the ladies on mouth. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. And on the Zoom is also the president of Akatakyie USA, entire Akatakyie USA, the president, Mr. Olympio. If you see a name Olympio, he is the president of Akatakyie USA, and him being on with his vice president, Mr. Emmanuel Opoku. If you see a name out there, Mr. Emmanuel Opoku, he is also the vice president of the entire Akatakyie USA. The fact that we have these two gentlemen on is good news for you now and Portia, yeah, because if you are able to convince us, then you are also convincing them, and we can actually sell your product to entire Akatakyie USA folks. So thank you and welcome to our Zoom meeting tonight. This is our DFW monthly meeting, and we just want to give you the first, as much as the first half of our meeting time, for you to explain to us what your company does, how long you have been in existence, and what you can do for us. What do you have to sell, so to speak, and what can we buy from you? So if you are ready and you want to start, you can go ahead and start. But before you do that, let me ask from my colleagues if there's anybody here that want to say a word or two, or is there anything that somebody want to add to my introductory remarks? Okay, the two big men are quiet, so that's good enough. Yeah, so now, are you the one going to talk, or who is going to speak? You can go ahead and let us know what you have to tell us. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so please, just a second. Portia, if you can share the slides with us, please.
Okay, but before then, I just want to make sure that you are comfortable in sharing what you want to share with us. Essentially, assume that you are talking to your brothers, your older brothers or younger brothers, or cousins, whatever, and talk freely to us so that be at peace. Talk freely to us so you can give it the best that you can give. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So first of all, I'd like to begin to talk about, I'm sure you've heard about Enterprise Life, and you want to know what this company does, or when we came into existence and all of that. So I'd like to take you through when Enterprise Life came into being and some things you should know about the company as well.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, go ahead.
So Enterprise Life is a brand that has been in existence for over 20 years.
20 years, okay, yes. Okay, yes. Great, 20 years in where, in Ghana?
In Ghana, yes, please.
Okay.
Enterprise Life was born out of Enterprise Group, which was previously known as Royal Guardian Enterprise. So in the year 2001, the government brought out a policy that all insurance companies should separate their life business from the general insurance. So with that being said, Enterprise Life was born. So if you're talking about Enterprise Group as a company, it's been in existence for 96 years. Yes, we turn
96 years in Ghana.
Yes, please, making us the oldest insurer in Ghana. Yes.
In Ghana.
Yes, please.
Hold on, let me say something to you in Tree. 96 years. And he found a monya de mu 96 years. A fair yet monka.
Well, that's a good question. I think that is because in the past we probably weren't doing lots of advertisements, so you didn't. That's probably how you didn't hear of us. But Enterprise Life is a well-known and a household name in Ghana. Yes.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you. Continue, please.
Okay, so I would at this juncture I'd just like to hand over to Portia to take over.
Okay, but before Portia takes over, or maybe Portia can tell us, who are you and who is Portia?
Okay, so I'm a telesales officer with Enterprise Life, and I work with Akatakyie division, and Portia happens to be the project coordinator for Akatakyie. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello. Good evening. I guess it's afternoon at your end. We would like to really thank you for this opportunity. We are always grateful when people, individuals or groups gives us the opportunity to talk about our solutions, which shows that they have some interest in our solutions. So we are really grateful to be a part of this evening's meeting. So as Nas said, my name is Portia Binta. I worked in Enterprise Life for 13 years. And currently I'm managing the portfolio for Akatakyie. And Enterprise, as Nas said, has been in the country, Ghana, for 97 years. It's the first insurance company that was set up, even before state insurance company. So we've had all the experience that is necessary for an insurance company when it comes to, understanding and bringing out solutions that are really worthwhile and would actually solve needs of Ghanaians all across the globe. It's Enterprise Life. So as you wanted to know, it's always good to know the kind of company that you'll be entering into a contract with, especially when it's a financial institution. We all know what has happened in Ghana, in the recent times with some financial institutions and issues of regulation and all that. So we always want to be able to tell you a bit about us before we proceed to the solution itself. So as Nas said, we've been in Ghana for 97 years, first insurance company that was set up in Ghana, but in the year in 2000, the government required that we separate life from general businesses. And that's how come Enterprise Life was born out of Enterprise Insurance. Now, we are the leader. Currently, we are the leader in the Ghanaian insurance industry, life insurance industry. We've been a leader for the past 5 years. SIC is second to us. And we've just celebrated our 20th year anniversary in Ghana now as Enterprise Life. So we are out of a group called Enterprise Group. It has a group that has 8 subsidiaries. So we have Enterprise Life, which is where we are coming from. We have Enterprise Insurance. We have Enterprise Trustees, which is a pensions company, private pensions company. We also have Enterprise Transitions. It's a funeral service company. So when it comes to the funerals of the late ex-President Rawlings, Kofi Annan, even Ebony, and then some other dignitaries that have passed away in recent times, they organize the funerals. So they do funerals for people of all walks of life. We also have Enterprise Acacia Health Insurance, which is a health insurance company, as its name suggests. And then we have Enterprise Properties. We also have expanded outside Ghana. So we have Enterprise Life Gambia, and then we have Enterprise Life Nigeria. So this is a company, Enterprise Group is a company that has 8 subsidiaries. We are listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange. And we all know that to be listed on the Ghana any stock market, some due diligence will go through to ensure that this company is reputable and can actually give back to its shareholders. So we've been listed since 1991. Our USA Prudential Financial Incorporated, I think it's some of you in the US might know about this company. It's one of the Fortune 500 companies, a financial giant in the world. They are our strategic partners, so they have shares in our companies. They were expanding into West Africa, looking for a solid company to partner with, and they identified Enterprise Group. So they are our strategic partners. And when it comes to issues of licensing, National Insurance Commission is a body set up by the government of Ghana to manage insurance companies in Ghana. And so when you go to them, they would confirm that we are duly licensed. In fact, for the Akwentupa product, it's an individual product that we have a group version, which we are going to explain to you today. So when you go to our website, our Akwentupa website, www.akwentupa.com, you'll see their logo there. So we are duly licensed by the commission. And so when it comes to issues of regulation, you can trust that this is a company that is well regulated. Also, another issue is that affected the banking industry in Ghana is issues of capitalization. So some companies did not have enough capital to do business. That is banks, some banks. And so the government had to take a decision to either merge them or some had to go out of business. So the insurance industry also learned from this. And to take it out, something like that. So they learned from this, the thing that happened. And also our minimum capital in the insurance industry was 15 million Ghana cedis, but they pushed it up to 50 million Ghana cedis and required that all life insurance companies should meet this minimum capital requirement by a certain day. That was in June of last year. Well, before the deadline, we had, because of having been in Ghana for so long, having sold insurance policies to the Ghanaian public, having been the choice insurer in Ghana, we were already, we had already met the minimum capital requirement by the time before the deadline. So I'm proud to say that we are currently fully capitalized. When it comes to issues of capitalization, you can be sure that this is not a company that's going to go out of business anytime soon. Mm-hmm. We've also been recognized and won some awards over the period. As I said, we've been a leader in the life insurance industry for the past 5 years. We've won awards from Ghana Club 100, from Ghana Insurance Awards, from even the Akwentupa Solution was voted nominated as an innovative product in the year 2021. So these are just a few of the awards we've won over the period. Now, I am sure you can see my screen to see some two people drinking on it. Hey. Yeah. We've got live. Dream big with us. Enterprise, your advantage. Okay, so that was Diana Hamilton and Kofi Kinata. They are our brand ambassadors, helping us to carry the name of Enterprise far and wide. So this is a bit about Enterprise. So when it comes to the company that you are going to partner with, you can be sure that you've selected the right choice. And
Portia, so what happens? I don't know if it's only me, but it looks like your voice is actually going down.
Okay. Okay, so then I'll recap a bit. I don't know if it's better now. Is it better now, please?
I can hear you.
Yeah, it's better.
I know that
it's better
down.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so in a group, people come together for various reasons. So in your group, which is Akatakyie, I'm told it's a Prempeh College.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
What to do? Wait, Prempeh College.
So I'm always not very good with I'm never good with the names that schools are known by. If you tell me the name of the school, I know which school, but then when you mention Akatakyie and all those things, I get a bit confused. So please pardon me. But
so
what I was trying to say was
did you go to school in Ghana?
Yes, I actually went to a Brie Girls.
Really?
So I've been in gone to school. Yes, please.
I see.
Okay. So hello.
Yeah,
Okay,
Pastor.
Hello, please. Can you hear me?
But
Pacho,
when
join
it's
the
here,
papa.
also check the answer.
When it's here,
At the end of the okay. Me trying at the end of the promo requirement trying at the end of the presentation.
$5,000.
It is a President Be permit me. I would like to proceed.
Proceed.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, and see, groups come together for various reasons. Schools come together, to promote the profile of the school, but also have other businesses that they come together for. And once you're part of a group, there's some level of responsibility or support that you are required to give to your group members. And so when it comes to group, we all know that sometimes people in the group can lose parents or loved ones. Even the people themselves can pass away, the members of the group themselves. And then sometimes there are other ailments that some people are diagnosed with that require the support of the group. The entire group has to come together to help support. And this comes with unplanned expenses. You always have to make an impromptu donation towards whatever event or thing that has happened to a member in the group. And when it comes to impromptu donations and unplanned expenses, it can really have an impact on our financial positions. I am part of a group, as I mentioned, I went to Brie Girls. Sometimes when it comes up, you might not always be in the best position to be able to support as much as you want. And that is why Enterprise thought to come up with a solution that would help individuals and groups. So when people pass away, when we lose a loved one, how Ghanaians living abroad currently finance funerals. And I think it's the same with us, those of us living in Ghana. We either go out to take out loans, we tap into our savings, and we take on extra time or extra job just to raise funds quickly to bring back home. And some even go ahead to ask for voluntary donations. And then there's also the pre-burial funerals that are organized just to raise funds to bring back home. If you're a member of a group, for you yourself, if a member of a group loses a parent or an in-law or a spouse or even a grandparent, the same thing applies. The person has to raise funds quickly to bring back home to support the burial of that deceased person. But if you have a product or a policy that helps to, like a Akatakyie, it can actually ease the stress of trying to raise funds quickly to bring back home. You get to have an immediate lump sum benefit that will help you to support either a member, any member in the group, if that person has that funding, then they can easily finance the burial of their loved ones without necessarily having to wait for us to collect donations or contributions to support them. If you have an Akatakyie, you have peace of mind because you are not worried about where to raise funds from to cater for burial expenses. It helps you to keep your reputation intact because in our setting in Ghana, if a person passes away in the family, we have to support. If you're a member of a group, you also have to contribute towards a friend's trouble at that time when the person has lost a parent or a relative. And so once you're able to do that, it helps you to keep your reputation intact. And then with Akatakyie, you get to have convenience of having funeral services from Enterprise Transitions. I mentioned them earlier. So if you are on our ticket from Akatakyie, you get to get discounts on the services that they have for people. So for the group policy, what is it? It's a group funeral policy that Enterprise designed. We designed it as an individual policy where individuals have, buy the policy. And so currently we have a lot of Ghanaians living abroad who have already bought, some of whom have also benefited. But we also got the opportunity to sort of cater it to groups that were interested in buying the solution. And it's for Ghanaians living abroad. It allows you to cover your family members in Ghana. So if you are part of a group, then the group members can cover up to 4 family members. The people that can be covered, we have parents, we have in-laws, spouse, grandparents, and even siblings can all be covered. So how it works, the group, after you take a cover, if the group chooses a certain cover, we need a group of a minimum of 20 people or more to take up the group solution. And you can cover up to 4 family members, but all of this is decided by the group. So the group will decide how many members they wish to cover. If they want to do open-ended, where they can cover, some people can cover 1, some can cover 4, some can cover 2. It's all determined by the group. And you get to choose between 10,000 Ghana cedis and 70,000 Ghana cedis. So 10, not between them, but 10 to 70 in multiples of 10,000. So 10,000, 20,000, 30, 40, up to 70,000. And the cover amount is available on each person that is covered. So assuming the group wants to take up a cover to cover 2 family members or parents, each person, that means that for each individual, each member, you have a total of 140,000 if you choose to cover 2 parents. That is how it is. So the cover amount is available on each covered life. There's a 6-month waiting period on the policy, the group policy, that requires that within the first 6 months after the policy has started, if anybody, any member loses a loved one, a family member who is covered, there will be no benefits payable. But after the waiting period, everybody qualifies and can claim a benefit. If there are existing group members who choose not to do it when the group has decides to start it, and later on wants to come and be a part of the solution, then the waiting period for that person, the people that he or she will cover, is 1 year. So that is how the policy works. So as I mentioned, we have, I think I've not mentioned this, we have the funeral cover for family members in Ghana, which is what we are talking about. But there's also the optional repatriation cover for the member that is covered, the people in the group. Some people live abroad, but may not really have the necessary documentation to buy life insurance on their own. So we allow them to take up this optional cover. It's known as a service cover because we do not want to replace life insurance companies, what they do for Ghanaians living abroad. But this repatriation is an optional cover that the policyholder can take up as well, and or the member can take up. So if you take it up, if the idea is that the person wants to be brought back home to Ghana for burial upon his or her demise. So if you take it up, then it means you have that feature which will allow enterprise transitions to liaise with the funeral home abroad to bring the body back to Ghana when it comes to clearing and all the things that are required to be done before a body is transported from one place to the other. Enterprise transitions will make sure that is done. But the good thing is that it's very flexible. So if the person passes away, the member, and the family decides to bury the member there, wherever he or she lives, then it converts to a lump sum cash that will pay to anyone that the member would opt to or choose as a next of kin on the product or the policy. And it's the same for family members abroad. So as you can cover your parents, in-laws and all that, and spouses, if the person lives abroad, then you can actually take up the solution still as a repatriation benefit that can change if the person is buried wherever he or she lives. I've already mentioned the plans we have. We have 7 benefit options that the group can decide to choose from any of this. But if the group decides to go, let's say 40,000, and it means every person will be covered for the 40,000 option. So the ages that we require the members to be, of course, 18 years. I know that everybody here is past 18. So the minimum age is 18. For spouses, also 18. For the parents and in-laws that you want, you intend to cover, because of the biological age that is appropriate for somebody to conceive, which is 13 years. We have an age gap between member and the other, the parents or in-laws that he or she wants to cover, and that is 31 years. So from 31 years onwards, the person can be covered. Siblings can be covered, but for siblings, the minimum age is 1 year, because somebody may have, parents that have like a pension baby, quote unquote. For the premium payments, we have the payments are supposed to be done annually. So once the group decides and the quotation or the premium rates are given, the contributions are taken from the group members, and then it is paid as a bulk amount for a period of 1 year, and is renewable every year. We can cover up to 100 years in terms of the age of the people that you want to cover. So even if you have grandparents, then we accept cover for grandparents because the age can go up to 100 years. For our payment channels, we have quite a number. We have an online payment platform where individuals can choose to pay, and for groups too, we have some people who make payments. And so with applications like SendWave, World Remit, TapTapSend, PayAngel, and other payment solutions, you can actually use it to remit the money to us. There's also the option of paying through a bank account in Ghana. So once the funds are collected, if the group has a bank account either abroad or in Ghana, they can, if it's abroad, they can remit it to us, and if it's in Ghana, we can actually do a collection from the bank account. And the policy allows for an optional group premium update. I like to call it benefit updates, because the purpose is to grow the benefits. So if the group decides to choose, let's say 40,000 per person covered, or for each member, there's an option of selecting a group updates, which will increase the benefits once a year. So anytime you are paying the annual premium, there will be an increase in the benefits, which is an inflation protector, really, because it helps to protect the benefits and grow it over time. We are all praying that the people that will be covered will not pass away now. Even the insurer is also praying, saying the same prayer. But, in view of that, we would need to grow the benefits and ensure that any time that the event occurs, the member takes home an amount that is valuable enough to cater for the expenses that they would incur. So with regards to the repatriation cover, these are some of the services that are available at Enterprise Transitions. This is just what we have provided for Akwintupa, but they have other things such as entertainment. That would be, some funerals have entertainment, like times to play music and all that, and that also comes at a cost. There's also a catering, and so anything that Enterprise Transitions, they do their funeral, it's a funeral event company, so everything that regards funerals from the beginning to the end, they do everything. But these are the services that if you are on the Akwintupa tickets, you can get with your benefits. Even if you do not choose the repatriation, if there is not a repatriation and it's a lump sum benefit that each member is taking on the lives that they are covering, these services are still available to be taken. So you can easily convert the lump sum to buy the services from Enterprise Transitions, and at a discount. So with regards to our claims and processes, so when the event has happened, the group has to select like what we call a schedule officer that would liaise with Enterprise and between Enterprise and the group. And so when that has happened, that person will notify Enterprise either by email, even by phone call is also acceptable. And once that happens, we provide a claim form that the schedule officer would give to the member to complete. The member also has to provide proof of death. So either a death certificate or a medical certificate of cause of death. And then the ID of the deceased, the person that has passed away, and then the ID of the member or the claimant. With the collection of these documentation, Enterprise will process and pay out the benefits to the member within 48 hours. Our processing takes 48 hours. Now, as to when the member will receive it in their account, it will take a maximum of 5 days, depending on which bank. Even if it's an outside account that we are paying to, within a maximum of 5 working days, we expect that the funds will be credited into the designated account. So our claims process is very simple and straightforward. There's no, side issues and distractions. Once we collect all the documents, we process and make the payment. Now, why anybody should sign up to Akatakyie, even if it's a group or an individual? As I mentioned before, peace of mind. We say money can't buy it, but sometimes it can. If you don't have to worry about where you raise funds to bury a loved one, it lessens the effect of that event. It makes it easier. And our customers who have benefited from it have testified to that. It really gives you peace of mind. Ghanaian family values require it, so we cannot separate ourselves from this thing when it happens. We know that Ghana, sometimes we can make funerals, funerals can go over the top and can be dignified however you want it. But once you are part of a family, you would have to contribute towards it. And if you're a part of a group, it's a real need for groups. As I mentioned, unplanned expenses. Today, they said this person had lost a family member, so all of us have to contribute. Tomorrow, it might be a member that has lost, and you have to contribute because you are part of the group. So having this product ensures that you do not need to raise funds quickly to support anybody, since the group has taken care of that need. It's a better way to raise funds to fund funerals for your loved ones, or support members, friends, and people that you have an affinity with. It's a better way to support them at that terrible time of their lives. It's a way to avoid using your savings for your own funerals, or tapping into your savings to support people when they've lost a loved one. You avoid taking out loans, you avoid the extra jobs, and some other ways to raise funds. It means that you do not have any change in your financial position when a loved one passes away. Because if you take a benefit, for individuals who have taken a benefit like 70,000, transitions will tell you it will cover everything and still give you some balance. So it's a real way to finance funerals without having to change your financial position. It also helps to avoid family conflicts. So if you are a member of a group and you've covered your parents or in-laws, well, having that fund or lump sum benefit immediately to support the burial of a loved one will help to avoid some family conflicts, because you're not going to chase the contributions that people will make at the funeral, the issues that come up after. All that is averted once you know you have something that, a lump sum that can help you take care of it, and then just go back your way. It allows you to give your deceased family members a dignified burial. It lessens the effect of that terrible event. You can just imagine having to think of how to get money to finance funerals when a loved one has passed away. That is a situation that nobody should want to be in. So once you have a solution that helps you to take care of that, you are concerned because you've lost a loved one. Yes, you feel sad, but you don't have to couple it with where the funds will come from. And then it helps you to keep your reputation intact, as I've already explained before. So that is it about our group solutions. A very simple and straightforward product. We are available on so many different platforms. If you want further information, you could also see the president of the group, or if you want to get more information about the solution, we'll share all the information that is necessary with him. In terms of the premium rates, we've actually requested our group underwriting team to generate the rates. We got a few information from the president about the number of people that will be in the group, the average ages and all that. So we are trying to get a quotation from there that we'll share, and I believe it will put on your platform so that the whole group can consider it, and then let us have the decision. But if you want to reach us on through other means, these are some of the channels. Our numbers are there, our direct contact numbers are there. On social media, we are everywhere on all the platforms, and then we have our email addresses and website there. And then our head office, the location for our head office is also there, but we are available. Enterprise Life is available in all the 13 regions of Ghana. We are making expansion to go into the other 3 to make all the 16 regions.
Okay.
So this will bring me to the end of the presentation.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Portia. Thank you very much. And thank you for taking us through what Enterprise Life does and what, product that you have that we living outside of Ghana can take advantage of. I have a couple of questions that I'm going to ask you, and then I'll open up the floor for people to ask some questions too. My first question is, do you do physical exam for the people that we present to you? In terms of the qualification, for who do you take? Do you do physical exam?
Okay, thank you very much. So no, we don't. And that's why we even have the 6 months waiting period and the 1 year waiting period.
Okay.
It's a pure risk policy that we don't do any medical underwriting and all that.
Okay. And then my next question is, in case a premium payer passes away, do you have riders that will cover for the insured? Let's say a person is paying the premium for his parents and the person paying the premium passes away. Do you have a rider that will cover that?
Okay, so yes, we do. We call it death waiver. And so if the group wants it, it's something that we can be actually, it's an add-on that the group can choose to add onto the policy.
Okay.
So that, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I will open the floor for anybody that has questions, can also ask any questions that have come up that Portia didn't touch on.
Nana, can I just seek some clarifications, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Yes, Portia, very well, very good presentation. Just some few clarifications. Well, first of all, in terms of the premium rates, what you are doing is a premium quotation for them, isn't it?
Yes, please.
Yes, but I think that when you present to a group, you have to make available the premium rate itself. Okay, so you make available the premium rates for them in case they want to make any comparison, and then you can make their quotation for them. So that's just this and there. But just some few clarification representation. First of all, you said Enterprise Life has a strategic alliance with Prudential. Is that it?
Yes, please.
Yes, but I'm also aware that there's Prudential Life company in Ghana. Do you have any relationship with them?
Okay, no, please, we don't have any relation. I think they are a subsidiary of another Prudential in the UK.
Okay.
So we don't have an attention.
Okay, so it's good that you made that clear, clarifications. Okay. And then, yes, so it's a group funeral policy. Is that it? It's a funeral insurance. Okay. And then you said it was based on individual rates. Do you have group discounts?
Okay, so yes, the solution itself is an individual policy that we've also customized for certain groups. So yes, for the groups, once you're coming, in fact, being in a group itself is what gives, there's an advantage there, because a group, the rates would not be the same as if you're doing it as an individual. So yes, there's a discount that is applied automatically because you're a group.
So you have individual rates that have group rates, is that it?
Correct.
Okay. I think this group also like to know the discount rates based on the clarification of groups.
Right.
Very
right.
Good. And
So
then, yes, what I'm saying is that, yes, so the group would like to give them first the premium rates and your group discount rates so that they can decide in case they want to add 20, 40, or 30 members, depending on the group rates, they would choose that. So just take note of that.
Yeah.
And then you have the waiting period of 6 months, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's why I understand it's on the writing. You want to avoid anti-selection. That is great. Can a group negotiate for for a less discount period, waiting period than the 6 months? And what would be the cost? Yes, and what would be the cost?
Please. Okay, so for the group, the product is customized to suit what you want. So once you give us the specifications of what you want, we'll take it to the group underwriting team for them to come up with the rates based on what you are asking for.
Yeah, okay. So what it means is that, so this 6 months is not cast in stone. So if Akatakyie want to say they want 3 months waiting period, there will be a cost for it, isn't it?
Correct. Correct.
I know you will not allow no waiting period. Can the group ask for a 1 month waiting period?
Okay, so as I mentioned, we take instructions from you. So whatever you want, we'll actually take it, and then we'll take it to the underwriting. They will do the analysis and see whether, when it comes to our risk exposure, whether we can take it or not, and then they will decide on the rate, and then we can come back to you and share it with you. Okay,
that's fine. In terms of the premium rates, so you have the rates are in cities, isn't it?
Yes, please. It's in cities, it's in Ghana cities.
Yes. So if somebody is abroad, do they pay in dollars or they pay in cities?
Okay, good question. Okay, so we receive the premiums in cities because even when you remit it, it will come to us. Our account is a CD account, so it will come to us in cities. And the benefits are also in Ghana cities, so it would be in cities.
Okay, so let's just try more clarification from that angle. So the premium is in cities. So what conversion rate do you use?
Okay, so when it comes to the premium, whatever platform or channel you are using to make the payment, I think they decide on whatever exchange rate is there. So let's say our premium is like 10,000 Ghana cedis, for example, 10,000 Ghana cedis. Once you are remitting, you have to remit the exact for us to receive that exact amount, but the exchange rate will depend on the channel that you are using. So if you are using, let's say, SendWave, for example, they have their rates. If it's well remit, they also have theirs, and so whatever rates that is there, once you do the conversion and the picks, and they tell you on the platform that the recipient will receive 10,000 Ghana cedis, then that's it, because we don't have, the exchange rates and all that. We are just taking it in cities.
Okay.
Very good. So. Presumably, because of that exchange rate in dollars and in cities, so your rate is maybe per 1,000 Ghana cedis or per 10,000 Ghana cedis. Because if somebody remits money, the intention was going to remit 10,000 cedis, but it came out that the premium is that comes to 11,000 Ghana cedis. Would that affect the benefit?
Oh no, so that will sit on our account as a refund. If you pay and we get a bit more than what is due, it would always account as a refund, which can be used as a top up for your next payment, or can be refunded back to the group.
Okay.
Yeah, but for example, if the policy is the benefits from 10,000, 700,000, whatever it is, so somebody intends to buy, let's say, a cover of 70,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
And then the premium is over by 2,000. Is there no way for that to affect the benefits?
No, please. Because on the contract that we are entering into, we are saying that your benefit is 70,000. So if you make payments and it reaches us and it's overpayment, our system recognizes as an overpayment, which we either process as a refund, or you can tell us what to do with it, whether you want us to keep it for your next payment, but it will not have changed the benefits that is on the policy.
Okay, maybe tell the company to take a look at that again. Mr. President, I think I'll pause for others to ask questions.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'll come in. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Perry. Yeah, anybody else with questions?
Yes, this is Kweku Afihini. I have a few questions. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, Kweku can hear, especially I can hear you.
Thank you, Nana. All right. So you didn't give us a premium, so we don't know what the
Right.
cost is. But I imagine this policy has been sold to a few individuals and groups. Is that correct?
Yes, it is, please. You're correct.
Okay. So for an individual who bought a policy for 70,000 cities benefit, what is the typical premium that this person will pay? Just give me
So right,
a general.
I can do
just
that.
give me a general number. Okay, good.
So the individual rates we've already designed, like it's our actuarial team has come up with it. It's on our website and everywhere. So I can just check and quote for you. And that is easy to do. But with the group rates, because the dynamics are sometimes different, we don't have the rates available. It depends on what the group is asking for. So when we got the information to do this presentation, we actually sent a notice to get the rates, but we couldn't get it in good time before the presentation. That's why we don't have it here. So what we are doing is that we'll still get it shared with the president so that it can be put on your page, so for you, the group, to consider the rates. So for an individual who is buying our product, one moment, I'm just checking that. Would you have any age in mind? We use ages to determine the rates. So if a person
let's say
is like, let's say
somebody is 50 years old and want to buy this
50,
policy.
right?
Yes, 50.
Okay. Now, are you able to check for me quickly? I'm opening my rates, but
Yes.
hello,
Please.
Na.
Second.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So for a 50-year-old, for
Or
the 70,000.
Yes. Okay. So for the 70,000 benefits, if you want to pay monthly, you'll be paying a premium of 164 cedis, 164.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you determine this premium? What is it based on?
That's the age.
Okay, so yeah, the age, we just use the age. And so our actuarial team actually, premium rates are generated based on, they look at mortality rates and all that to determine what the features of the product is, also to determine what rates we should use. So they come up with the rates for all the ages from 0 to 100 for us. And so for an individual, I want to give us the age of the person you intend to cover and the benefit you are looking at. We just quickly go to that table and generate the rate for you.
Okay, so this premium is 164, and so in a year, that's about how much? That's about, let's say, close to 2,000 cities a year.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, please. But we give you a discount of
if you're doing a year. For the group, you pay monthly, you can pay half yearly or yearly or even quarterly, but with the yearly and half yearly, it comes with a discount. So it will reduce a bit.
How much discount?
Yes. The yearly is 13%.
13% discount.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask questions, but I don't know if you have answers for them. So this premium that people pay, how much of it constitute the actual cost, actual administration cost of writing this policy and managing it? What is the average cost?
Okay, so we charge a policy fee of 1 Ghana cedi on it. That is part, but then there are other, for instance, for the individual policy, we have different versions. One of the versions is such that is a term policy, so it runs for a 15-year term. And at the end of the term, the policyholder can opt to take back the premiums that he or she paid. But it's a risk premium, so there will be less administrative cost. The administrative cost is made up of the policy fee. If the policy was bought through an agent, the commissions or the promoter fees that were paid to the agent would also be deducted. That is what makes up the administrative cost. Then the rest of the premiums is paid out. But the rates will be determined. As for the promoter fees, we have that we already know it is 10% of the premium. So that is taken out, and as well as the 1 Ghana cedi policy fee, and the rest will be paid back to the policy holder.
Now, let me ask one quick question before. Even though you said you don't have the information on the group rate, can you, like for a group rate where the average age actually is north of 70 years, like if it's for parents and all that, more likely it's going to be in the 70s, right? Or even probably even higher. So for a group rate, do you have any number at all that you can give us? Let's say group rate. I heard you mention some school at Civil. I don't know whether they have gone forward to do something. Is there any number at all that you can give it and say for a group rate, it comes up to be about, or if not, can you give us the individual rate for age 75? That way, at least you gave us one for 50. Can you give us one for say age 75 if you have the number?
Yes, for the 75, if the benefit is 70,000 Ghana
Right.
cedis for the individual, that the monthly premium is 653 Ghana cedis. 653. So I've included the 1 Ghana cedi policy fee. So 653 Ghana cedis monthly. If you're going for, let's say, 40,000, then it's 378 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
sorry, just let me before you continue. You asked question about the premium rate. She tried to give an answer, but just to help them, what you are looking for is the premium basis. That one they wouldn't know. Is the actuaries who will know what went into it. But the policy fee and it's not the fees. They are just additional charges that they charge. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go back.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Yes, I have a few follow-up questions.
Sure.
So basically, you said the commission is 10% and the monthly administration fee is 1 cedi. Is that all the cost?
Yes, I don't know who just spoke, but I mean, before you
This
did,
quick.
as I mentioned, actuaries come up with the things that make up the premium. And so what I know in terms of when we are selling our individual policies, what we tell our customers in terms of the risk premium that they will receive back at the end of the term is the minus the commission and then the 1 Ghana cedi policy fee. So that is what, when we say we are paying out the risk premium back to them, we take those two things out, and then whatever else that they pay makes up the risk premium that they receive at the end of the term. So for us, when we say our risk premium, we are referring to the premium minus the policy fee and the commission.
Okay. Now, these policies are for 15 years. Did I hear you correctly?
That is the individual policy. We have 2 versions of that, and one of the versions runs for 15 years. Yes, please. Okay.
And what is the other one?
The other one is a whole life policy, so it doesn't have any.
It doesn't end. Okay, good. Now the term policy, 15 years. You said after the 15 years, if the person is still alive, then the money gets refunded back to them.
The life covered. Correct. Yes, please.
Okay. Another question. How is the remainder of the premium managed after you take out the commission and the administration cost and all of that? How is the rest of the money managed? Do you know?
If you can elaborate on the question, I'm not sure I am very.
What happens to the? So if I buy a policy for, let's say I'm 50 years old, I buy a policy for 70,000, I pay 2,000 cedis every year. You take out 10% for commission, and you take out administration costs, whatever it is. the rest of it, what happens to the money? Do you put it in the savings account? How is that managed?
Oh, so that one, yes. In fact, for insurance products, as you probably know, we have to give you a higher sum for the premiums that you pay, a lower premium paid to get a higher sum, like 2,000 for 70,000 every year. So definitely we would certainly invest the funds to build it up. Once we collect from everybody, we build it up, we invest it in, and we invest in many money market. I'm not sure what the specifics are, but we invest in, our investment practices are very prudent because we know the business we are doing. We know we need to pay back lump sums to people. So that's it. But I don't know the specific product, money market product that the company invests in.
I think that is important to know, to at least have an idea of how the money is invested, because at the end of the day, what affects the money that is going to be paid back to the beneficiaries is how the money is invested. If the money is invested properly and you get good returns, then you're able to pay people back. If it's not well invested, then you'll not be able to pay them back.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough. But with our 97 years of experience, you can trust that, we will not do any, invest in any schemes that would deplete the funds for policyholders. And then with the National Insurance Commission, they have a client rescue fund. That is also another reason why the minimum capital requirement is there, so that clients are not left wanting when the business is not able to sustain itself. So with these things, you can be sure that you're dealing with the right company. Our experience in the industry should tell that we do not invest in any gimmicks that puts our funds, policyholders' funds at risk.
Mr. President, maybe I'm always trying to help the two sides. Yes, there is an insurance regulator in Ghana that ensures that insurance companies are well managed. I won't take the client risk money because that is an extreme case. But there is an insurance regulator that ensures that at the end of every year, there is an actual valuation of each company's life funds to ensure that the companies remain solvent. And if the company is not remaining solvent, then there's a problem with that. But,
please forgive me. Banks.
No, I know.
Banks in Ghana do have regulators too, but a lot of them went out of business.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to explain. That those companies that do not meet the solvency rates are taken out very, very quickly. But it's unfortunately, these ladies may not, being the salespeople, they may not be able to answer the questions satisfactorily the way you want. That's why I try to come in from time to time with my experience. Yes,
I understand. But these are important things that anybody who is interested in buying this product should have an idea of how these things are run, how these businesses are run and managed, so that when I'm buying it, I have some assurance, I have some peace of mind that my money
time comes.
When
the time comes, the premiums can be paid. Right? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not trying to give them a hard time or anything.
Oh no, please. I'm trying to help with explanations.
But you don't work in that company.
But you don't necessarily have to work for that particular company. But in general,
let's continue. I'm talking from experience. I don't work in that company, no.
Right.
So, okay, go ahead.
I guess. I don't have any other. I guess my last question is 70,000 the maximum? Are there higher benefits amount that you guys sell, or is 70,000 the maximum that you do?
The maximum benefits we have is 70,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions?
Yes, Nana, I have a question. This is Emmanuel Boku. My question is, I know now in your presentation, you mentioned that a group policy has, is it a minimum 20 people or it can go high, you have a maximum number in a group?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, please. I think I went off a bit.
Okay.
If somebody asks a question, can they please repeat them?
Yes, what I'm saying is for the group policy, you had indicated in your presentation that you have a number, you've mentioned the number 20 in a group. Can that number be expanded?
Yes.
Past the 20?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, that's the minimum number of people
to form a group. Otherwise, they will be individuals. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then one is a group. Are you expecting the premium payment to be paid in one lump sum by, let's say, group administrator, or each member of the group makes their own payment?
Yeah. Yes, it has to come as a group. So one lump sum, yes. Annual.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, that's very important to know.
It's very important to us.
Yeah.
Mr. President, a follow-up question, clarification. Portia, you said that the individual, they can pay monthly, half-yearly, annually. Is that it?
Correct, please.
Yeah, and the group is only annual. Is that what you said?
Yes, please. Yes, it's just because of the administrative bits of dealing with groups. The scheme administrator may not, every month coming to people to ask them to make payments and gather it and pay has its challenges. That's why we prefer the group to be an annual premium. Once you pay one time, the next time you're having that conversation is a year later.
Okay. Yeah, but it's more of a preference than required by the state. So if the group want to pay half yearly, can they do it?
Okay. I'm sure, that's possible. That's possible to do too.
Okay.
For that particular company, but in general, thank you. Yeah. If there are no further questions, then on behalf of our group, Akatakyie-DFW, and our colleagues that have joined us from other Akatakyie chapters, I want to thank Portia and Na for coming on this afternoon to give us this very, very vital information. And we definitely will follow up with them. And we are hoping that they can get us some more risk for groups, so that we will be able to make our decision as quickly as possible. It looks like this is very, very promising. So thank you very much, Na, and thank you so much, Portia, for coming to us. The only thing that we will say is that next time we meet, if we do a follow-up, don't worry to tell us about what our brothers from that Sofoline school is doing. Everything else was perfect.
Thank you, Nine.
Yes.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Opokuwari. And it's been a pleasure, speaking with you this evening.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Okay. If you would mind, can you, Portia and can you, leave so that we can continue with our meeting? Yeah. Okay. Akatakyie, that was very, very good presentation. Very, very clear. Very good presentation. And I wanted to thank my classmate, Akatakyie Dan Edu Mensah, for jumping on the call at a very short notice to help us with this. Dan is the insurance guru in Ghana, actually. And I think you are the board chairman for one of the insurance, for Ghana. What company is that? then?
Oh, I was the CEO of Metropolitan Insurance Company. I'm the board chairman for the Cocoa Farmers Pension Scheme.
Right. Okay. So in terms of what is happening in Ghana, in terms of insurance, I mean, you can trust him as an Akatakyie who knows. He does know what is happening. Thank you, Dan, for coming. Now, I want to turn this over to the DFW executive for them to continue with the monthly meeting if there is a time left for us to go in that direction. If this was the only major thing on the agenda, then you guys still can continue with any announcement that we have. But I want to thank everybody that came on. Please spread the word, because it looks like this can be very, very useful, because we have had I don't have any of my parents living now. They are all gone, but we have some aunts that have been good to us over the years, that if they should call me that one of these aunts are gone, I cannot sit back and say, oh, just my aunt. The burden is still very close to me, if not heavily on me. So I see some real benefit if the premiums are reasonable, and if we can get the minimum of 20 of us to do, and I'm thinking that we will get more than 20, because sometimes when things happen to our parents or siblings, that is where we feel the pain the most. If you yourself passes on, there's a saying that says, you are dead and you are gone, so it's up to Olympio to do whatever he wants to do, but you are dead and gone. But when your mama or aunt or sisters living and something like that happens, and you are living in America in particular, everybody is looking for you to come and step up and do what it is that you need to do. Yeah. Thomas, do you have a question, Kelechi?
Thank you very much for moderating this session for us too. What it is today we didn't have any actual meeting. This was just a presentation or one-on-one with them. So what we would do is, I was hoping to get the actual chart, how much it will cost and all the options that we may have to select. So when we get those things, I will forward it to the executives and we will work on it, and maybe come to the members and give them our decisions on that. So if the members agree with it, then we can go ahead and do that. But I know National Vice President was also having an interest in it. So whatever the executive also work on, I may have to work with the National Vice President to also find out if, because our idea when we have a meeting on the executive was to at least get the option so that we can get the minimum that we can even get to try it maybe for 1 year and see how it works. But if we are getting help from the national, then maybe I'll work with the vice president, the VP, and see whatever we can do to get more people. So because they told me that the more people we get, the less premium or the less monthly payment we may have. So today wasn't just a meeting, it's one-on-one with them. So I mean, we can still be here to chat on it and maybe work on it. But as soon as I get the information, like I said, I'll send it to the executives, and maybe we can also add the vice president on one of our meetings so that we can work with them to see, because the national executive was trying to make it like a pilot for the whole Akatakyie USA. So we'll see how it come on. So I mean, that's how it's going to be. But don't forget, and since you have an idea on this, we were thinking of having a committee just for this, because, and even if we want to do it, how we are going to do it, the payment and everything, we want some individuals to help us come out with those things. So I think that's what we plan to do. So as soon as we get more information, we'll share with the members.
Yeah, and I wanted to let you guys know that I was doing the math on the side for the 75-year group premium that he said was 650 Ghana cedis monthly. You remember? Yeah.
Yes.
That one comes to a break-even number of years of about 9 years, meaning if the average age is 75, if the person lives past 85, 84, then that's when, I mean, everything else that you pay at that time is going to be like what we call gravy for the company. Because if you pay the 650 yearly, by the time you get to about 8.9 years, you have paid the 70,000 that they will pay you for the benefit, right? So they will not make any money, essentially, so to speak, like literally, unless they take your money and invest it heavily somewhere. But on the literal basis, it looks like they will not make any money if your folks die before age, say, 84. If they are 75 today and they die before age 84, they are in the red, essentially, so to speak. But any time your parents live past 84 and you continue to pay, everything that you are paying will be like straight for them, benefit for them. Yeah, just to give you an idea that the break-even point for this particular case will be like about 9 years. Yeah.
And Nana, one thing I also know is that when you do the individual, it's very expensive. It's like about 120%. This group that did this, and I got the copy of it here. They did and let me look at it right quick. They are paying $480 at 80 Ghana cedi a year is 40 Ghana cedi a month. And the premiums are 20,000 Ghana for a member when a member dies, 20,000 Ghana when the spouse of the member dies, 10,000 Ghana for 2 adult dependents each, 10,000 for critical illness member, 10,000 for total permanent disability member, and the limit is the maximum is 85 years for age of an adult dependent. A member reach an age of 75 years to cover N's and C's, and the children above 21 will be no longer be covered as their premium that they have for them. So that tells me if we do it in a group level, it's going to be more cheaper than what quoted for the individual.
Yeah, the only thing also that we need to think about when you talk about group is that assuming we have a group of 20 people, right? And they sign it up for the group. And unfortunately, my mother passes within 1 year and I get the money, I may not have any more incentive to continue to be part of the group. So that let's say within a year or so, if we lose the people that we have insured upon and we get the benefits paid out, and we end up like 5 of us saying, well, why should I continue to be? I don't have anybody that I think I would want to cover, so I'm done. Then you see.
That's the problem. That's one of the problems. The other problem is even if they haven't lost anybody, the problem with groups when it comes to committing to paying, making their payment obligations is such a big deal. It's difficult to get people to pay to cover what they have all decided that they want to do. What they said, yes, I want to be part of this, I want to do this. But on a consistent basis, every month, every year, when it comes to it, some of them will choose to fall out. They'll stop paying at some point.
Well,
and
I think, okay.
So how are we doing it as a group to ensure that everybody will be able to stay in it and pay? And in the event that this person has also gotten the benefit that they're seeking out, like Nana said, if they've lost the parent or their spouse and they've already gotten the benefit, how do we still keep them in there to continue making the payment?
But I think that's a great question. And I think when this issue came up, Nana, I think when you remember last year when you were in Ghana during the Akatakyie Ball, I called you in Ghana and talked about this thing, that you should research this company for us. This is an issue that came up and we have been talking about it quite extensively. Neil also brought up another point that one of his hall at Legon, they have embarked upon this. And so he has a spreadsheet about the details of their program. And we are looking at that too. So with that said, I think what happens is, and Frank, you attest to this, is that the way that we initiated discussions on this, where we are going with this is how we can get to a point where Akatakyie USA as a group, we should have some carve-out fund. That money that we are paying, we have a fund that is going to say, we have this minimum number of people who are in this, who have committed to being a part of this program. That way, as people are paying, they know that they are guaranteed that we are going to be covered. So there has to be a way that we also write a policy that if you are going to opt into this group policy, these are what is expected. You are not going to tell them after 1 year, I make one claim, I'm out of this thing. We need to have internal rules to prevent that from happening. And if so, because it's a larger group, then we are able to, let's say DFW, we have 20, and it's a very, it's the group is good, but then it's possible that we might not have everybody committed for long term. So if it's a little spread out, then we are going to be sure that at least we're always going to have the minimum 20 to qualify for the policy benefits. So we are looking at that from that angle and seeing, is it possible that even to consider increasing our annual due somehow to take a certain amount into that fund to make sure that that fund is always going to have something to keep this going. That way, we are always going to be assured. People are always going to pay their dues, annual dues somehow. So we know that we are going to be assured that payments are going to be done. So those are some of the things I think internally we need to really consider. That way, we have riders at a level to cover local chapter. And if people are going to, even international, if they want to do it, then we know that we are going to be okay. So that's a great question. And
then if the group gets spread out, then the collection of the premium and all that becomes a challenge. But I think now, as we think about it, maybe they can tell us when we ask them the question how they handle situations where we just got 20 members to form a group and 3 of them got paid out and they are no longer interested, and we are now left with 17 and we are no longer a group, right? So it would be good if the starting group is big. Like, it shouldn't be only DFW, maybe the whole of Akatakyie USA, so that if we can get, let's say, 100 members, then it will take a long time before to go below 20 for us not to be a group anymore. I think that will be the best way, so that it's guaranteed that at least by the time so many people fall off, new members are still coming in, and hopefully we can still maintain the group and the group rate.
The other concern too that comes to mind is the waiting period. They have a waiting period of 6 months. In some cases 1 year. I mean, if we look inward here in the US, we can, if we want to do something like this, we can find a company that can work with us to do something like this for a group. If we can get a solid group of whatever the number is, 50, 100, and we are sure that this is a solid group, nobody will defect, We have all the bylaws and everything.
We have looked into this. We have looked into this for a long, many years.
You have not been reading what is happening on the platform. We can't even agree on Republicans and Democrats.
Right, but that's the same problem. Whether it's here or Ghana, wherever the company is the same problem.
Right. No, one thing is this: we have looked into these options, and all the insurance companies here that we have spoken to, I think the whole issue about groups, most of them are shying away from that. Yes, based on these specific reasons, they will have you as a group, but they will want to collect the premiums on an individual basis. And that is the challenge we run into.
And it was also very expensive.
It was very expensive. That's why we had to abandon that idea. Our committee, I know Nana, you were on that committee, and with Dr. Ampof, he is also an insurance guru. We looked into this from different angles, and all the companies